have never once thought that someone could change after cheating, or that cheating could be forgiven. I still don't believe that. But after watching season 3, or I'll say part of the way into season 3, I believed that the writers of Harder Dixie thought that it could be forgiven, that you could change. But that is clearly not the case. Because every single time they bring up why Wade and Zoe broke up, it's always, he hurt her. You know, she was really hurt by what he did. They never, I was listening, I was waiting for them to use the word cheat, betrayal. No, never. I don't think it was even one time, the whole season. Even whenever Zoe was justifying why she didn't give Wade a glowing endorsement to her cousin, she didn't mention the fact that Wade cheated on her. And I was thinking, I was like, why would they do this? And it's because the creators of the show wanted us to forget that Wade cheated. By never bringing it up again. It's crazy. It's crazy how much they try to spin it. Every single part of the show that has to do with Wade, it's like everyone is trying to gaslight us into thinking that it was her fault. Even her. Eventually they have her so convinced that she says that the breakup was just as much her fault as it was Wade's. What? He cheated on her. And I can tell you exactly why they did this. It's interesting too. Because in season 4, episode 1, I'm only gonna go into episode 1, they have her trying to win him back. And it's like, yeah, after everything she put him through, she should have to win him back. What did she put him through, guys? Like, yeah. There's like this whole thing where like she's kind of toying with his emotions in season 1, right? Where it's like, oh, you know he likes you and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, actions speak louder than words. And words could do a bit of the talking too. Rewatching the season with the perspective that Zoe is not the bad guy here. Don't get me wrong. She is in a lot of circumstances. Like whenever she goes to George after they break up, after her and Wade break up, and is like, hey, I'm in love with you. Just thought you should know. As if he's not dating another woman. Crazy work, but either way. The point is, when it comes to Wade, she was not the bad guy. Like, yeah, Wade liked her and he was doing things for her, right? But also, not really from her perspective. Like with the gumbo thing. That was so sweet of him to make that pot of gumbo for her. She doesn't know. She doesn't know that he did that for her. And why would she think that? Because he does things whenever she doesn't ask. But whenever she actually needs help and wants his help, he completely disregards it. So that doesn't come across to her as someone who cares about her and what she needs. Kind of just seems like he does whatever she wants. And anytime she brings up the possibility of him having romantic feelings for her, he always brushes them off like, no, I don't like you, or no, I only think you're attractive, but I think everyone's attractive. So yeah, why wouldn't she be pursuing other people? And then he actively sabotages those pursuits of other people, or he gets mad at her whenever she is pursuing other people. And let's be honest, with George, he's not mad at her because she's going after someone taken. He's mad at her because, oh, of course she would choose George Tucker over me. Like, honestly, I love Wade, but it's like, cry me a river, because how are you gonna be mad at her for choosing him over you when you're nothing but mean to her. And don't get me wrong, she's so mean to him, but like that dynamic only works whenever you're both in on it. Like if only one of you is in on the fact that it's playful flirting mean, the other person is just gonna think that you're mean, which is what Zoe thinks. She thinks that he just like hates her or barely tolerates her most of the time. And it's like, yeah, I see why. Especially since he's always like, yeah, I hate you. But season 3 is when it's the most atrocious, because again, it is constantly on Zoe. Like everything that happens is on Zoe. Like she's the one that hurt him. And then again, in the first episode of season 4, Wade has the audacity to say that he doesn't know how he could ever trust her again. You know what the ultimate betrayal of trust is? No, we don't, because they never say it after it happens. So, you hopefully have forgotten this by then. I didn't forget. It makes me so mad to watch it. And it's even more upsetting because Zoe wasn't allowed to defend herself because the writers said, no, we're gonna convince people that she is in the wrong. And it's like, no. Zoe has done so many things wrong, but no one can convince me that she was just as to blame in that breakup as Wade was. That was 100% on him for destroying everything that they had. I really hate on either side of a debate, whether I agree with them or not, whenever the person that is like being debated against is in the right about something, or they have a good point about something, but they just don't know how to visualize that point. They don't know how to express that point in a way that would actually allow them to defend themselves. So that's what I wrote. I wrote her actually defending herself whenever Wade basically blames her for being the reason that they broke up, because whenever he's confronting her about Vivian, he says, last I checked, you were the one that walked away. Okay, are we gonna ignore why she walked away? But anyway, and even if he's talking about the fact that she left, it was like a couple months at most. Yeah, she needed space from that situation. Anyone would have needed space from that situation. When the guy who cheated on you a few months ago is genuinely a good guy like 99% of the time and then confesses his love for you, it's like, yeah, I would have to leave too, to stop myself from making a really stupid decision, which is exactly what she did. Because I find it so hard to believe that Wade could change that quickly. And it's like, I know that it's a show, so it's kind of difficult to say exactly how long it was, but it was definitely less than 6 months whenever he had come to this huge discovery. So it's just, the whole thing is like weirdly, it's just all to blame Zoe, which it's like, I know she's not a 100% good person, but she didn't deserve that. But yeah, so he puts everything on her. So in this version, she actually defends herself and says why he should not be with Vivian, instead of just being like, I just told her the truth. No, girl. Say it with your chest. Say what you actually mean, and say what he actually did. So that's this. And what do you suppose inspired this revelation, Dr. Hart? Look, yeah, Vivian came to me after your date. She wanted my opinion, but I'm not the most objective on the subject, so I recused myself. I'm sorry, you did what? I stayed out of it. I said no comment. No comment? That's like saying stay away from him, he's a jerk, but with fewer words. What did you want me to say? You should be glad that I didn't tell her the truth.
The truth. Please, enlighten me.
That there's no future with you? That all you were ever gonna do was break her heart?
Like with you, right? Because you can see the future and everyone on Earth is just like you. How long are you planning on punishing me? Because last I checked, you were the one that walked away.
I was the one. Okay, Wade, you want me to enlighten you with the truth? You were the worst thing that ever happened to me, okay? For an entire year, you sabotaged every other chance that I had at love. You relentlessly made fun of me. And then you got angry with me whenever I didn't interpret that as you liking me. And then we finally start dating. And God, I was so happy. I loved you, Wade. And yeah, I did. I left. Not because you hurt me, as you so like to describe it. You cheated on me. You betrayed my trust after I did everything I possibly could to be the perfect girlfriend for you, to support you. And I'm not going to apologize for not buying that it took you less time to change than it took for you to break my heart. So screw you for trying to pin this breakup on me. And I refuse to subject Vivian to even an ounce of that. And yet, I still didn't say anything. So yeah, you should be glad. Because no comment was the nicest you were going to get from me.
So yeah, that's my take on on this season. There are so many other scenarios where Zoe Hart can be the villain, and in this, she just isn't. So I liked the idea of her having the opportunity to really say her piece and to give her perspective on everything that happened. Yeah, after watching season 4, I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it just because I don't see a rewrite opportunity there. So my next video might not be an analysis or rewrite. It may just be a monologue or a song cover. I'm not really sure yet, but I know it's going to be something related to that where I'm using my setup back there and not just my desk setup, which is where we are now. But yeah, so that was my take on everything. Have a good day.